When I arrive at Portbell, Luzira, a number of fishermen were busy engaged in their activities, some hitting the lake to cast their nets while others were gossiping in groups with a market close by in the vicinity. Not far away is a fenced, tightly guarded installation, and close by the lakeside is a dock, a number of ferries, and minimal activity in what defines Portbell that is expected to be used by traders in transacting business from Mwanza in Tanzania. Outside, the space appears limited, the road is muddy, and the water turned green by the water hyacinth pours out a foul smell. Clearly, the place is in need of not only a facelift, but thorough arrangements for a parking space, renovation, expansion, and decongestion to facilitate effective flow. Right now, there's no sign of that. It appears life as usual, the parked ferries, vendors going about their business, firewood arranged for transportation, and fishermen pondering on their next move. Clearly, what makes the port is inadequate space. The railway line appears either out of service or irregularly used. More questions emerge on how many of the water vessels are in perfect shape to rescue the traders in their operations. Overwhelmed by curiosity, we jump into a waiting boat and off we go into the lakes. Our mission, to ascertain the activities at the port, estimate the capacity, and try to cite the functional means of transport. The train is stagnant and the ferry is packed. Our guide insists 3 are functional, and we wonder if they can fill the gap since traders are banking on water and railway transport. Once a busy place will be used as an alternative route for the traders, but the question is how much capacity does the port have and how much space is available for that use. For the local people, excitements are visible about the likely business potentials.
The outside people came in Uganda. I think they can help us. As you see here, the condition is not good. Even you have no parking for the cars. So I think when they come here, they can help us.
Goods come on a cheap price, not like the one in town.
Probably, the situation is typical of what has defined Uganda's critical facilities: neglect, poor infrastructures, lack of long-term plans, and last-minute works usually wanting in quality, most times raped by corruption. Over the years, the thought of finding this alternative appeared not a matter of urgency until a few days of fear for a repeat of the 2007 Kenya post-election violence that crippled Ugandan businesses. Skeptics will probably keep their eyes open to observe the situation when business is in progress. Sabiti Joseph, WS Television, from Portbell in Luzira.